My Lords, I'm grateful to my friend, the Noble Lord Alton, for securing this important debate. Manipulation of religious sentiment to persecute those of other faiths is a sad feature of human rights abuse in much of the world. And I'd like to take this opportunity to give a Sikh perspective on possible ways to a fairer and more tolerant society. When we talk of human rights abuse, we immediately think of countries like Syria, North Korea, and Iran. We rightly condemn their abuse of human rights, but we look more benignly at countries with which we have close political alliances or trade links, as the Noble Lord perceptively observed, and as the Bishop of Derby, the noble prelate, the Bishop of Derby, reminded us we should look to the mote in our own eyes. If we were consistent, the UN report of a government massacre of some 40,000 men, women and children in Sri Lanka's Tamil minority, and evidence of continuing abuse of human rights would have led to the country's immediate suspension from the Commonwealth pending an investigation. Let me give another example of this less than even-handed approach to human rights. Next year sees the 30th anniversary of the Indian Army attack on the Sikh Golden Temple at Amritsar and the subsequent massacre of tens of thousands of Sikhs throughout India. An independent inquiry headed by a former Chief Justice of India found overwhelming evidence of top Congress party involvement. Yet our government's response to this attack on a minority faith was silence, total silence. When I raised the matter with the then cabinet minister, I received the reply, "Inderjit, we know exactly what's going on. We're walking on a tightrope. We have already lost one important contract, the Westland helicopter contract. We rightly condemn the use of sarin gas in Syria, but were silent over America's use of Agent Orange in Vietnam, which even today is causing horrendous birth defects half a century later. The same country's use of drones to fly over sovereign territory to kill and maim those they do not like, and in the process kill many innocent civilians, sets a very dangerous precedent. My Lords, I've spoken about our country's selective approach to human rights only as an example. Other countries, other world powers, including India, China, the USA and Russia, behave in exactly the same way, making any coordinated approach on human rights virtually impossible. It was the great human rights activist Andrei Sakharov who said that there'll be little progress in our universal yearning for peace and justice unless we are even-handed in our approach to human rights. My Lords, my hope is that Her Majesty's government will take the lead in working to a world in which principle always transcends interests of trade and power block politics. I firmly believe that our country is best placed to give a lead in this wider view of human rights.